And a warm welcome to the program. I'm Melinda Akinlami. Our focus is on the North Central today. We begin with legal matters. A FCT High Court sitting in the nation's capital has once again struck out a case of fraud filed against the chairman of Zynox Technologies, Mr. Leo Eke, his wife Choma, and 11 others. Justice Akpan Ebong struck out the case filed by Mr. Femi Falana purporting to act on a fiat donated to him by the Attorney General of the Federation, Mr. Lateef Fagbemi, against the chairman of Zynox Technologies and 12 others. In the suit filed in November 2024, Mr. Falana, on behalf of his client, Mr. Benjamin Joseph, the CEO of Citadel Oracle Concept Limited, filed charges against Mr. Eke, 9 other individuals and 3 companies for allegedly diverting the sum of 162.25 million naira being payment for laptop supply at the Federal Inland Revenue Service headquarters with Technology Distribution Limited, now TD Africa, supplied on behalf of Citadel in 2012. However, in the certified true copy of the judgment dated March the 20th, Justice Ebong ruled that the charge constitutes a gross abuse of court process and dismissed the case. The current charges filed by Mr. Falana is the third by Mr. Joseph, whose 2 earlier cases on the same matter were also struck out. The Senate has thrown out prayers contained in a motion seeking to rename the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC headquarters after the late Professor Humphrey Nwosu, the former chairman of the defunct National Electoral Commission, who oversaw the June 12, 1993 presidential election. The motion, sponsored by Senator Naya Baribe, also called for posthumous national honors to be conferred on Professor Nwosu in recognition of his role in Nigeria's democratic evolution. However, the proposal sparked a heated debate once again, with federal lawmakers deeply divided over Professor Nwosu's legacy. Senator Sita Ngu acknowledged that Professor Nwosu operated under a military regime which restricted his ability to announce the results, while Senator Austin Akagundu also added that it's unfair for lawmakers to dismiss Professor Nwosu's contributions, insisting that he deserved a place in the country's Hall of Honor. Meanwhile, in the House of Representatives, 32 constitution amendment bills have scaled second reading. Some of the notable bills include an act to provide for the office of the Prime Minister as head of government and the office of President as head of state, to give a framework for the mode of election to the said offices, to provide for specific seats for women in national and state houses of assembly, to review the status of the Federal Capital Territory as regards the election of the president, amongst others. This brings the total number of constitution amendment bills passed so far through second reading to 113. The National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI, has urged citizens to prioritize locally manufactured goods to strengthen industrial capacity and reduce reliance on importation. At a strategic focus group meeting in Jos, the Plateau state capital, stakeholders explored ways to improve domestic production and promote made-in-Nigerian products, with NASENI showcasing its own assembled items as part of its industrial development efforts.
Stakeholders from the organized private sector, the academia, as well as others from the business community in and around Plateau State are meeting with the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure to create awareness on the various made-in-Nigeria products. Various items manufactured and assembled by the agency are on display to attract the attention of participants to the agency's industrial revolution efforts.
We want our presence to be felt everywhere. That's why we're doing this focus group, to see what the people are talking about, to see what the people want, and then be able to give back into Nigeria. Now, we are actually not going to just allow you to use our technology and put your name on it anymore. We'll put our name there as well so that you see us as you see the product. And I hope at the end of this focus group, and the set of focus groups that we're going to have all over Nigeria, that the Nigerian populace will know more about what we do. And we don't want to just know it, we want to feel it. We want in every home to see, on the table you see NASENI there, outside you see NASENI there, and then we want to be able to say, yes, we did this in Nigeria.
Domestic markets that are often flooded with imported products remain a great concern to economic players. This has prompted the agency to venture into electric vehicle production as an alternative to vehicles powered by fossil fuels.
Naseni is doing it, and we have brands. We have this pickup type, we have the sedan, we have the buses as well. And we want the stakeholders, we want this to go to the public so that we can have stakeholders that are interested in partnering with us locally in Nigeria to come to us and we talk. Because when we do the assembly here in Nigeria, we want off-takers. We want people that will be able to take it to use here in Nigeria. And part of the advantage of this kind of gathering is, and this kind of situation where we do things in Nigeria, where we bring this to Nigeria, is we are domesticating the technology in Nigeria. Naseni has capacity to do that.
While applauding the efforts of Naseni, one of the participants wants the agency to improve on the quality of products and ramp up awareness on the services that they offer.
I must say it's encouraging, it's insightful. My advice to Naseni is to ensure that this event or this program is sustained and the information is taken to all nooks and crannies of this country.
The National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure is optimistic that its efforts in the production of locally manufactured products will lead to increased patronage from citizens and ultimately stronger economic growth.
To security matters now, 2 prime suspects involved in the kidnapping and death of Reverend Father Sylvester Okechukwu have been apprehended by the Joint Security Force Operation Safe Haven. The JTF Media Information Officer, Major Samson Zakum, told journalists at the operations headquarters in Jos that the suspects were trailed and arrested following intelligence reports and subsequent raids on the kidnappers' hideout. The arrested suspects are currently in the custody of the Joint Security Task Force and undergoing further interrogation.
Troops of Sector 7 Operation Safe Haven have arrested killers of a Reverend Father, Sylvester Okechukwu, murdered after he was kidnapped in Tachira village in Kaura local government area of Kaduna State. The suspects were arrested on the 25th of March 2025 following a raid on the prime suspects' hideout located at Ruga settlement in Wasa PT village in Lere local government area of Kaduna State. During preliminary investigation, the prime suspect, Pati Yao, 33 years old, confessed to have been contracted by one Douglas Henry, living in the same house with the slain priest, to kidnap him. Troops in a follow-up operation arrested Douglas Henry at Angwan, Seriki, Tachira in Kaura local government of the state. The arrested suspects are in custody undergoing further interrogation.
The newly appointed FCT Commissioner of Police, CP Saka Ajao, is assuring residents of effective and adequate safety as he officially assumes office. Addressing journalists at the headquarters of the command in Abuja, he pledged to strengthen policing efforts and tackle criminal activities across the territory. The new police chief who took over from Olatunji Disu also promised to work closely with residents and other security operatives to maintain law and order and appeal to the public to cooperate with the police by providing timely and credible information.
I want to appreciate the quality leadership. I want to assure you that we're free to work with leadership. When you're in the office, you see good news about us. For the men, I promise them quality leadership. For the residents of Abuja, I assure them of quality service delivery, impact policing, intelligence-led, and proactive in nature. That I assure you. With God on our side, I think we'll move from heights to greater heights.
The Benue state government has expressed commitment to strengthen the public sector by enhancing pro-transparency and productivity initiatives. Governor Hyacinth Alia disclosed this while inaugurating the training of 40,000 state and local government civil servants on e-governance tools and ICT skills in Makurdi, the state capital.
E-governance or electronic governance is the use of information and communication technology by governments to promote efficiency and transparency in public service. The Benue government is keying into this with the training of 40,000 state and local government civil servants on e-governance tools and ICT skills.
This launch, therefore, is not just about technological advancement. It is about empowering our people and creating systems that will ensure greater transparency, accountability, and efficiency in service delivery.
Governments of both developed and developing countries globally have come to appreciate the enormous benefits of using ICT in terms of transparency, accountability, and improved service delivery.
The head of the Civil Service of the Federation, who is represented at the start of the exercise, commends the Benue State government for investing in the digitalization program.
I urge every civil servant of Benue State to leverage these platforms. By embracing these tools, you will not only enhance your individual capabilities, but also contribute significantly to delivering more efficient, transparent, and citizen-centric services.
The Benue governor admits that the policy is a deliberate step to nurture youth development, contributing to job creation and economic growth.
We are fostering a future-ready civil service that can adapt to the demands of the rapidly evolving world. And this training initiative is a commitment to strengthening our public sector, making governance more accessible and effective for the people of Benue State.
The state government says it's targeting key reforms that transitions public service and finance into paperless operations, an entrance to transparency and accountability.
It's a similar scenario in Nasarawa State, but this time the government has focused on training officials from its operations coordinating unit in the 13 local government areas on the integration of the national identity number into the social register. The move is in preparation for the federal government's cash transfer scheme of 75,000 naira to 15 million Nigerians for a period of 3 months. SOCU is organizing the 3-day step-down training in collaboration with the National Social Safety Nets Coordinating Office.
This training exercise is very, very important. You should listen carefully. If where you need to ask question, please go ahead and ask question so that this integration of NIM to the social register will be captured clearly, so that our people will benefit from this cash transfer. And don't go and say, maybe these are my family, extended family, you go and enroll them into the register. Please, everybody should benefit from this cash transfer. Do your work the way you are trained to do, so that the register will be updated with the beneficiaries of this cash transfer, so that their NIM number will be integrated into the social register.
Taking a moment now, when we return, UNICEF holds its first Youth and Children's Forum in Nigeria. Details in a moment. Do stay with us. Welcome back. The United Nations Children's Emergency Fund, UNICEF, has held his first Youth and Children Consultation Review Forum as part of Nigeria's Voluntary National Review. The forum, which is a key step in ensuring an inclusive, evidence-based and participatory evaluation of Nigeria's progress towards the Sustainable Development Goals, was done in partnership with the Office of the Senior Special Assistant to the President on SDGs. It also seeks to amplify the voices of young people and children to contribute in shaping national policies. Let's move to Kwara State now, where Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak has flagged off the distribution of 25,000 bags of 10-kilogram rice to indigent people across the 16 local government areas. The rice was donated by a philanthropist, and the governor said the gesture demonstrates the power of partnership between the public and private sectors in lifting people out of hardship.
These bags of rice were donated by philanthropists in collaboration with the Kwara State government to lift people out of poverty and provide foodstuff, especially as the Ramadan fast is coming to an end. Beneficiaries include people living with disabilities, artisans, and market women, among others. The state government believes the gesture will complement its ongoing efforts to support vulnerable communities, while it demonstrates the power of partnership between the public and private sectors to lift people out of hardship.
We remain deeply grateful for the Dangote Foundation's continued support for indigents across the country. This generosity serves as a reminder of the importance of corporate social responsibility and the critical role philanthropists play in addressing poverty and hardship. I also thank other foundations and private sector players who continue to support and partner with us in our quest to better serve the people.
A total of 25,000 bags of the 10 kg rice have been allocated to Kwara State for distribution to the less privileged across the 16 local governments of the state and to people living with disabilities, amongst others.
One of the benefiting associations appreciates the state government for the gesture.
As we are getting this food today, it will help our members a lot. I think they will be able to feed themselves happily, and they will not be able, to prevent them from hungry. So we have it is going to go a long way to ameliorate hunger among our members.
Meanwhile, the Kwara State government gives more assurances of its commitment to continue to provide succor to the less privileged.
The girl child has been encouraged to be proactive in pursuing their dreams to enable them realize their full potentials. An advocate of women and girls' welfare stated this while enlightening females in Lokoja, the Kogi State capital, on the need to develop themselves while upholding societal values. She said the move has become imperative to continue to remind women and young girls to take their destiny in their hands by creating inclusion that will pave way for their voices to be heard.
Women and female students from various secondary schools, representatives of civil society organizations, and some government representatives converge on Kogi State for a sensitization meeting on how the girl child can be proactive in pursuing equity that will break bias and stereotypes in their lives. This advocacy, which borders on education, health, and empowerment of women, describes young girls as leaders of tomorrow and urges parents and government at all levels to invest in their education in order to give them a brighter future that will make them stand tall in the society.
We are igniting a movement that champions the boundless potentials of every girl and every woman, a movement that recognizes and actively dismantles the barriers that have historically held us back. Let's Arise is more than a slogan. It is a call to action. It is a commitment to creating a world where inclusion is not an aspiration, but a reality. A world where the voice of our young women are not just heard, but amplified. A world where their dreams are not just acknowledged, but actively supported.
One of the guest speakers describes the sensitization as a veritable tool through which awareness can be created for the benefit of women and young girls.
Students, that goes to you. If you want to become anything in life, it's a matter of determination.
And may I tell you that whatever you become for yourself, not for your parents too. I'm now a commissioner in the state. I've occupied positions in the past. My parents were no more, but they were the ones that sponsored me throughout my education. So who is benefiting from the education? It's just me and whoever I want to. So when your parents are struggling for you to go to school, when they are struggling to pay your school fees, don't think you are doing it for them. Whatever you become, you first become it for yourself before you can for any other person.
Meanwhile, the issue of gender-based violence and the need to guard against it is also brought to the fore.
Have you ever wondered what it will be like to live in a world where there's fairness to everybody? That you are not discriminated against because of your gender. Before I go further, the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, if you check section 36 and 42 thereabout, you see that every human being has a right, every Nigerian citizen has a right to be treated with dignity. And you should not be discriminated against because of your gender. So for that, nationally, that's a policy that is in place. That's a law. The Constitution, the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is the ground norm of all laws in Nigeria.
Beyond the speeches, other issues are addressed in a panel discussion.
I expect to see from secondary school young ladies having the right mind to face the age, to face the world, and then I expect to see inferiority complex removed. If not completely removed now, at least reduced close to zero among ladies. I also expect to see child marriage reduced. I expect to see women empowered with skill so that they can be self-reliant as much as possible.
In the name of the Father.
The event climaxes with the launch of a non-governmental organization for the empowerment of women.
The Niger State government has announced plans to introduce religious competitions among students of basic and secondary school. According to the Commissioner for Basic and Secondary Education, Hadiza Mohammed, this initiative is intended to tackle the growing menace of thuggery and redirect the energies of the students towards more positive pursuits. It's also aimed at fostering a spirit of healthy competition and mutual respect among students of different faiths.
I think it is very important. First of all, I was just telling the commissioner that charity begins at home. So whatever we have to do, the parents have to be directly involved, right? The morals have to be instilled. The religious duties, whether you're Muslim or Christian, the belief in it, the fear of God embedded into the young people. And then in schools, occupation, occupational courses for them, extra curriculum that keeps them completely busy from everyday work. So I think we, as also not just their parents, as moral support, as mentors, are involved in this, and we should continue to do that. We will continue to do that with the foundation.
Finally, on the program, ahead of the president's 73rd birthday on Saturday, he will join fellow Muslims at the National Mosque in Abuja on Friday for a special prayer for the nation. President Bola Tinubu will also use this occasion to thank God for preserving and supporting him in the task of piloting the affairs of the nation. The president's birthday coincides with the holy month of Ramadan and comes 2 months before his administration's second anniversary. On this significant day, the president will dedicate himself to spiritual reflection and supplication for the country's continued peace, progress, and prosperity. For the president, choosing a prayer session reflects his dedication to Nigeria's spiritual and moral well-being and commitment to seeking divine guidance, insight, and strength in leadership. He believes collective prayer is a powerful tool for guiding the nation towards progress and harmony. President Tinubu invites the public to join the prayer session in spirit by offering prayers at their various places of worship, wherever that might be, reinforcing a commitment to unity and shared destiny. He expressed his profound gratitude to Nigerians for their unwavering support and goodwill as his administration works tirelessly to advance economic reforms, strengthen national security, and expand opportunities for all citizens. That's the program today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Melinda Akinlami.